Hey, so welcome back. Maybe kind of awkward and weird, but we're gonna see because we've been drinking a little bit. That's okay.
I think
This is my buddy, Michael McGill. He's been a strong supporter of mine for a very long time. I've known him for 16 years during my service in the military, and he can introduce himself. So,
Well, I'm glad you asked who I am because I would love to tell you. So there's nothing I enjoy more than talking about myself. So
I know.
so anyway, yes, I've known we'll call this person Manookin so that I can have a way to comprehend a language barrier.
He's
So
working on the pronoun.
yeah, I'm working it, and that's the point I'm here. I'm here as a strong Republican, and this is going to be an exciting moment. So anyway, so like for me, I've known Manookin for 16 years, as long as we've both been in the military, and it's been exciting to have that. And then like one day we were in an advanced leadership course, and she told me that she was transitioning into a female. I didn't understand how to deal with it, and like as a Southern Republican, like
So, I want to cut him off.
yeah, cut me off, please.
And I want to
do.
go into that
Yeah,
story.
help
a
me
little
out.
bit,
This
all
will be
right?
fun. This will be fun.
So we came to the senior leader course, SLC, in the United States Army, and the way we've been for many years is that we kind of screw with each other a little bit, more than a little bit often, and so he kind of took it as that. So when I showed up, we sat down, we sat right next to each other during the event, and
Our names are very similar, so
yeah,
we have
McGill,
alphabetical
Manookin.
order. Yeah.
and he was like, all right, hey, we don't have a lot of time before we start the class, so give me the breakdown. What happened? Where you been? How you doing? And I was like,
I have not
oh,
seen
cool.
this person in 6 years. So like in 6 years, like, hey, give me the rundown really quickly on what's going on with you. Hey, great, my wife's out of prison. This has happened. This has happened. I am super gay and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay.
So I didn't come out as trans at that time, but
No!
I made it very nonchalant about
Quote unquote,
being attracted to males.
I am gay as fuck. It's like that threw me off a little bit.
I went over very bits and pieces because I hadn't seen him since I was probably a fucking E5 or 6.
6 years ago.
It's been a long, yeah, it's been like 6 years since we've seen each other. And it was like, hey, I went here, I've done this, I was recruiting for a while, it was great, I'm gay as fuck, and then I went and did this and that and that.
Okay.
It was like, and that was the reaction right there, it was like,
And he's fucking with me.
and Roger.
No, he ain't.
And then I'll let McGill take over because
So-
that's when the panic ensued.
So from that point on, after my friend that I've known for 16 years tells me that he's a gay, I'm like, nah, he's messing with me. Because this is the game that we would play with each other. This is exactly what we would do with each other. We're in the school for 30 days. Convince me that he's gay for 30 days. On day 29, he would convince me that.
he at the time, she now.
Yeah, no, at the time, exactly. So, like, so what happens is I call, I took, what she said at that time is exactly what it was. So I go home after school, and I call every single, we have, like, tons of friends that are, like, 15, 20 friends that are, like, Greer.
This motherfucker, like, unintentionally / intentionally, I don't know, outed me to, like, many people.
I did.
Is this
All of them.
motherfucker telling
All
the
of
truth?
them.
Is this a thing?
That's exactly how it went. And so, like, with that scenario, exactly. So I call everybody that knows me and Manookin specifically. I'm like, hey, are you tracking Manookin as gay? And everybody, I called 9 people directly that knew us very personally, and they were like, he's fucking with you. He's fucking with you. You're fail for his bullshit. And I believed it. So it went about 2 days into our class, and finally on the about 40 hours in class, it was like, Manookin, hey, you said something that, like, I just need a little. I'm not okay. I need to know more. And so I was like, you said. I said.
So he asked me like, you said this. This is what you told me. And he just repeated my words back to me. In response, looking dead in the eyes, was like, yes, I like men.
Still not good enough. Still not good enough. I don't
Men.
believe you.
And I was like, all right,
You're fucking with me.
I am gay, and I have sex with men.
Nope. Don't believe you. You need to prove it. So she pulls out her phone and flips through the photos and says, "Is this gay?" And it was horrific. Like I was like,
it's not horrific.
Oh my god!
There's no sex pictures.
They were so sexy.
It's me like kissing my boyfriend on the cheek.
Ass and titties everywhere.
He's so lying. It's a picture of me kissing my boyfriend on the cheek.
It was not.
It was super cute and super sweet.
It was not super. It was super gay.
I'm gonna.
No! This is happening.
I'm gonna post these pictures in the comments just so you know it wasn't messed up. I wasn't being inappropriate.
It was sex. It was terrible. It was terrible. I didn't know what to do. So anyway, he's
like, this is my boy, and he's cute as shit.
He's
kissing him on the cheek.
Manookin's kissing a boy.
Before I post his picture, though, I will make sure I ensure that he is okay with that. But
that's a good idea.
It was. But it really wasn't appropriate.
Back to me. It was terrible.
It
was terrible. Like I didn't like when he showed me. Like, is this gay? Is this? Well, not at the moment. We're not gay at the moment. Like for me anyway. So like flipping through, I'm like, oh my god, So, and the point being is that like after I saw those photos, I had to make a decision as a friend. Do I get rid of Manookin as a friend because I don't understand or I can't comprehend what's going on, or do I accept Manookin? For what I've known this person for 16 years. Who am I to like choose? I couldn't imagine throwing you away after 16 years. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy to me.
Kind of cool.
No. not really. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it's okay. But the point is that, like, after 16 years, I couldn't imagine losing Manookin as a friend, as a woman or a man. Like, whatever it is, the thing. But, like, our friendship is more important than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is, like, and I have to learn. Like, listen here, because I am an extremely strong, Rush Limbaugh-style Republican. Like, I'm good. Everything is about me. Like, I'm a Republican. This is son of a bitch eating ham and delicious treats that I made. I made all those treats for him or her for this video. So
when I eat it,
I want you to eat it. I want you to eat it. Like I made them. Look at the nice little rolls that I did for you.
I do see it.
Is that awesome. Did I not give you a good presentation?
You did.
Only the best for her. I made a nice little charcuterie plate. So like. It's my buddy. So anyway, like some of the conversation that we were having tonight, I thought it was interesting, and I think that most people would get it. A lot of interest in was like, I have two sons. I have a son that's 8, and I have a son that's 10. And one of the main questions is like, how would I respond if one of my sons decided to become, it's like he won't whatever it is. I don't know. Thank you. Take over.
Take over the question there because he's about to hurt himself.
Yes. Thank you.
That's why I'm here, helping out. So the question was, if your son or daughter came out and said they were they were trans. In this case, the question was his son, because he has 2 sons. If your son came out and said they were trans like myself, what would you do? And the first question was, or the first answer was, refer them to me. And my response was, but what would you do? I get that you would send them to me to help them out, but the only answer they really want from the beginning is, do you accept them? Are you okay with them? That's the most important question you're going to get.
To jump in there, like as a straight man, as a Republican, like everything, like everything you want to see. So she said that like I would refer her to. So if my son at 10 years old were ever to come out and say that they were gay, I would have, like, as a Republican, as a male, as a white, I would have issue with it. Like it's something that like we talked about tonight. Like, how do I deal with that? Like, how do I, as a strong white man,
But that's an important question. Is like, why would you have issue with it? Would you have issue with it because you're afraid of the struggle the child might have,
Yeah.
or do you have issue with it because you fundamentally do not like that they identify different than the norm?
No, not at all. I think the issue, like with me, and specifically that scenario, is like I don't really care so much as my son would be gay. It'd be like I worry about his struggles. Like I see the shit that you went through, and I just like I don't want my son. Like I'd rather my son be straight than go through the shit that you went through, and like that is terrible in that sense. So like, it's not that I want him to like, if whatever that scenario is, but like I want him to be straight in a sense of like I don't want him to have to suffer the way that you did or other gays did, and so it would just be easier for him.
I totally understand. I respect that. I do, because you don't want your kids to struggle. But it's important to understand that just because you don't want that for them doesn't mean that that's not who they are. It doesn't mean that they're not gay or trans. Like, they are that regardless. So I understand not wanting your kids to hurt unnecessarily or struggle unnecessarily, but if your kid's trans, they're trans. If they're gay, they're gay. There's nothing you can do or say that's going to cause or negate that to happen, and that's the biggest thing. And so, what do you do to mitigate the issues they may have? He's not prepared for this.
No, I'm not prepared for this.
Which is great. That's kind of the point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and these are the conversations that me and Manookin's had. Oh, drinks.
I mean, I'm just cheersing that question, but yes, you're right.
But like, what's so funny? Like, me and Manookin come from. I know, mine's terrible.
What'd you do? You're a terrible human being.
I know.
Anyways, go on.
So,
question.
The point being is like,
get more mixer.
Right. No, we don't need more mixer. We're fine. We can drink it. So the point is that like, it's tough. It's tough. It's a really tough conversation that you have to have. It's a realistic conversation you have to have in the sense of like, are you prepared for your son or daughter to be gay? And I'm not. I'm really not.
But can you find an effective answer of why?
Yeah, I guess I can. Like, I mean,
tell me.
Well, it's like, for instance, if like in the scenario like we talked about earlier, like if my 10-year-old son decides that he wants to be gay, my response was to call Manookin in that sense of like, and then call her. Manookin takes over. Manookin receives all the data, and it tells me what I need to say or do. It's not that like I need to be told what to do. It's just that I need to be told the proper response to that scenario. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to give response.
Help me
right now.
Yeah.
On the video, in case anyone knows. So this isn't new or anything I've heard differently from somebody else. Okay. Direct answer to this is the first thing you do is just be supportive. Look, I love you. I love you, my son or my daughter. I love you for who you are. And you're amazing, and you can accomplish some amazing things. It doesn't matter who you love. It doesn't matter who you feel you are. I love who you are, and I love who you love. So as long as that person you love is going to take care of you, and they're going to be amazing to you, and they are a person that's worthwhile, because I know that you are a person who is worthwhile, then everything's going to be just fine. That's the most important message, is that I love you and support you. My concern is the person you love is going to be okay. And that's my concern. I don't care if they're gay, straight, male, female, lesbian, bisexual, gay. It doesn't matter to me. I love my child for who they are, and I will love anyone who wants to love them for who they are and take care of them and be taken care of by them.
No, I agree. I think that's the thing is like with my son or my sons, if one of them decide that, it's not gonna change anything. Like I don't think I'm not gonna change it. God,
Sure.
you know, me as a father, would I adapt? Oh, absolutely. I would. Oh, I couldn't imagine not adapting.
Because you love your children.
Yeah,
and
love
I
my son.
know that.
Yeah, like so. In that scenario, not adapting to my son's new behavior. I don't know behavior. We'll call it whatever that
Reality.
thing, reality.
Because that's
You
who
know,
they are. It's
yeah,
just
that's
a reality
right.
for you.
But like, here's a fun conversation. Well, it's not fun. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be a rough conversation. Like we talk about what level of gay my son could be. I don't want him to be flamboyant.
My response is, your son is who he is. It doesn't matter if it's flamboyant. It doesn't matter if it's conservative. That's who he is. So you may not like the flamboyancy, but if you don't like it and you make action upon how you don't like it, your son's going to read that and understand how much you don't like that and interpret that as you don't like him or her. And you may not feel that way, but hating the flamboyancy, if that's who they are, that's who they are. That's essentially to kind of shift the idea of it. That's like saying like, oh, my son who's gay loves football, right? My son loves football. Okay, you don't like football. And you're like, that's messed up. That's fucked up. My son likes football. Denial. It's the same thing. They may not like what you like. They may not identify the way you identify. But if that makes them happy to present themselves, to be proud of who they are, through that flamboyancy, as you call it, why does that make that wrong?
I don't know. I think you paint it in a different picture than what I think. Like I think you went like like a nice way to say it, and you use baseball or as a way to like when I think of flamboyancy, like I think of like
Baseball baseball or fantasy football. That's straight D&D.
it's true. But back to me. But you are absolutely right. Like when I say flamboyant, I mean like extra gay. You know what I'm talking about. You like the gays that like, you know, I have no problem. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me do myself as a white. Give me a. So like
He's about to dig himself a hole.
Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm totally
white person because this is dangerous territory.
I know that's the fun part, but like the thing
It's
is,
not
like
fun.
I don't have a problem with my son being gay. Like that's not an issue if my son would become gay. My issue is that if my son became flamboyant, that would bother me. Like
But
in a
why?
sense, I don't know. Like I mean, I really don't know.
Because you
like,
were socialized to not like that.
yeah,
And
pretty
that's
much.
the problem, is that if we continue to socialize people to hate certain things like flamboyancy that society may not like, we are facilitating the damage and the violence that's done upon them. Because then we're justifying what kind of gay is okay and what kind isn't. To me, that's the same concept as what kind of black is okay and what kind isn't. What kind of Hispanic is what kind isn't. What kind of Norwegian is kind of okay.
No, I get that. You're right.
It's the same thing. We want to justify it as something else, but it's the exact same thing. It may not be racial, but this is who a person is. The same way someone is born into a certain race, someone is born gay or trans. Now, if you start validating the injustice done to them, then you are assisting in the damage that's done. And if your child happens to be gay or trans, you are facilitating the damage the potential assault and the potential murder of that child, potentially your child.
We went to the word murder. I think
We may have gone to the word murder, and you know what?
You know what?
It's uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's very. And you know what's also uncomfortable? Murder. So I don't mind making people uncomfortable, and it's hard to look at your own children and think they might be murdered. But the truth is, if they are part of this community and they are rejected by their families, there are two, not just two, but two very distinct possibilities. One is both of them involve death. One, they can be murdered with a society that does not accept them. And that happens often. Trans and gay murders happen often.
I know.
Two, with your utter rejection of who they might be or trying to so much of justify away who they are, their death could be themselves. They're so ashamed of who they are because of how much rejection mom or dad have of that type of individual. You may not have said, child so-and-so, I hate you. But you have said, I love you, Mackenzie, but I hate lesbians, I hate transgender individuals, I hate non-binary, I hate all these things. And that child knows inside them, that's me. And so you said their distinct name, I don't hate you, but you have listed and labeled every part of them that you hate. And all they want to do now is die.
Well, I think you went a little dramatic. I think you went a little dramatic.
But don't I have to if we're dying every day?
I don't know.
If white people who identify as straight
Yes.
are getting murdered daily or killing themselves
daily. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not at all saying that. Like, no, you're right. You're absolutely right in the sense of like, is the gay community murdered? Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Like, oh, absolutely.
But we're not talking about prejudices, honestly. We're talking about your acceptance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wasn't that where the conversation came from?
Correct.
So if you don't accept them, this very uncomfortable line of thinking that I went on, is a reality.
Well,
if you don't
that's the thing is like I truly believe that that we as I don't say Republicans. Because I'm not here as a Republican. I happen to be.
I would recommend you speak for yourself, no matter how much I think personally or you.
That's even worse.
It may be, but
that's the thing is
you
like
can't speak for all Republicans.
You can't because I don't want to because like I'm too liberal in the Republican as a Republican I'm too liberal in that sense. But the thing is like I don't feel that way. Like I don't think that every gay is being murdered. I don't think that every gay is like the moment they come.
Certainly, every single gay isn't being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But would you deny that as a people, as a society, that we're not attacked?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
We are?
No doubt. Yes. Yes, I agree. Oh, 100%. I agree. And it's such a shitty situation when it comes to that.
It is.
And like it's so hard to find historical data that'll to do that. Like, do I think that gays are being attacked? Yes. Do I think that homosexuals are being sought after? And yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't know. I feel like we left the topic in the sense of.
And you know what? I don't think we did. I think that I guided this for a particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I know we started with how you would feel if your kid was gay. So it's very simple. I have two direct questions for you. And one, if your child came out as gay, would you love them for who they are and allow them to live who they are?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
all right. Question two.
Okay.
Now, should you become elected or in power in any sort of way, would you attempt to restrict rights from those?
No, I would never do that. Like that's
I want to be. I realize you jumped on there, and I appreciate that, but I want to be specific here. Like, for those who not only would try to love who they love, but be who they be. Specifically, transgender individuals, would you deny their rights as individuals, as transgender individuals, to identify who they are, as well as for gay and lesbian individuals to love who they are without restrictions within the federal law? Yes, I got specific. I know I did.
I love it. I actually want this conversation. I'm looking forward to this. Let me have let's drink together.
So am I. Oh, just drink together? Yeah.
I think about this conversation every day. It's a conversation that I have with myself, I have with my sons, I have with my friends on a regular basis. And I look at, and she'll tell you, right, I'm going to give the same speech I give every time. Is that, like, when I look at the Declaration of Independence, it says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I truly believe that covers everyone. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In that pursuit of happiness, if it comes with you being able to marry, male or female, I don't give a shit what it is, you should be able to do that. Like, it bothers me that that's a thing that we cannot pursue happiness in that sense. I want you to be like, I want you to get divorced and all that. Like, that's good money, it's good business, good economics, but like at the same time, like, as a and I truly am a constitutionalist, and I think that's the thing is, like, but Manookin and all friends deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and like, and whatever that means, that's the way it should be. I would support that anyway as a Republican, as a potential candidate for the Republican Party in the Congressional Congress. Is like, I'm okay with supporting gay rights. I mean, I'm okay with supporting gay marriage. And, like, there's going to, like, for instance, this video will probably come back. And I don't care, though. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change who I am.
Funny enough, this started as my third video, which I posted 0 so far. I have them made, but I'm kind of a weakling. So.
No, I think it's good. Like, I want to be held accountable for my actions because, like, I tell you what, I can be a Republican and I can also be okay with gay marriage. Like, that's okay. Like, who's a good leader? You know what I mean? Like as a leader of, like, Congressional District 4 or whatever it is, like, gays vote. They're important. Their decisions matter. In that sense of, like, I couldn't imagine, like, not wanting your vote. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine not wanting your vote. Like, that's crazy to me. I think that we all deserve to be happy. In the constitutional, in the situation we talked about earlier, like, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the pursuit of happiness comes with, yes, please. So the pursuit of happiness comes with you being miserable. And I'm okay with that. All of us have been married, like, I want everybody to have the opportunity to be happy. As a Republican and as a conservative, like, who doesn't want that? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I couldn't imagine not wanting you to be happy. I would fight a man. I would swear to God I would fight all the people if somebody told me you couldn't be happy, and I would fight them for that. And that's the thing is, like, when do we decide to fight? Like, what does it take for humans to get together and, like, enough is enough?
So that's an entire different video.
I know, but, like,
so this started as my third video and being told, you need to make a video. You should do things. And I was like, that's cool, sit down. And we made one together. And it became a video of me calling my friend out on various views.
Oh, absolutely.
I do love my friend, absolutely. He has some views that are different than mine, some views that are aligned with mine, and has fought to help me on various occasions. But if his views should align at some point, as opposed to mine and against equal rights, know that while he's sitting there, I will say, I will fight you on every turn.
I would want
I am 100% against equal rights. I'm against regulating individuals. I'm against regulating women's bodies. All of these things. So if he disagrees with these things, then those things will be in opposition.
No, you're absolutely right. It was like, am I going to be put in a weird situation in the future when I run for office?
Yes, probably. With me involved?
No, I don't give a shit about that. Like I tell you what, if I had to choose between you and politics, I choose you every day. Like that's true. Like I can't be nothing without my friends. Like, if I ever find myself when I do find myself in politics, she's coming with me. Like I need her to tell me some stuff that I can't comprehend. Like as a straight male, there's things that I can't comprehend, but I need your word, like to tell me I'm fucking up. You know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Like, but at the same time, like as a Republican, there's things that I don't know that's happening that I need your help with.
Before we end, I know I'm cutting off, but before we end this video, because I want to go too fucking long, I want anybody who happens to see this, and I don't know, I guess I doubt me or us.
Well, the thing is,
anybody who sees this, so I want you to understand, like, I want everyone to live in peace and love who they want and be who they want and use the bathrooms they want. I don't know why we're talking about this.
I agree.
And we need candidates who care. Michael's not running, and that's not the point of any of this. I just care about my friend, and we thought it'd be fun to make a video together. So I'm sure we'll see more. I haven't posted anything yet because, I don't know, sometimes I'm weak. Sometimes I don't know what I want to do. But I love everyone here, and let's hope that at some point we can post these things and get some critique and feedback, which will, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. So I love you all. Have a great day.
Hey, I just want everybody to think this is an opportunity to ask the questions that you want to ask. Like, I think that...
Please do, and don't be an asshole.
No, I think there's a lot of us in the military that might have some complicated question when it comes to uniforms or, like, you know, like the manuals that do...
Sure.
You know, but at the same time, like, take this opportunity to address those questions. Ask our Manookin what is the right answer, because I tell you what, right now, what's happening today in the Army is this is not something this is going to stop. It's a real thing.
So there's actual manuals in place, and those of us who are grandfathered into the clause right now have various things you need to solve. If you are a leader in the military, it's important for you to understand these regulations and rules in place, and at the same time, understand knowledge that you can gain from helping your fellow leaders to be better leaders. At the same time, yes, things are ever changing, so please stay in touch with the Equal Opportunity community and the Sharp community, and please do what you can to not just be a great leader, but care about your soldiers, care about the mission, and know how to make the two coincide. Okay? So you can do that. You can put real effort into the soldiers and real effort into the mission and make the two collide in a beautiful moment that will make everyone happy, but you have to focus less on you and more on what's going to happen. So I love you all. Thank you for being here.
Hey, I'm just saying one more time before this goes out, like, thank you, and like the Army is a wonderful place to be, like, but it's up to us to change it and develop it the way we need it to be.
It is.
But like we as leaders are, it's vital that we start developing a new way of thinking. Well, guys, y'all have a great night. I think it was a wonderful chance to talk to you. But you know, if you have any questions, let us know. We'd love to answer them from my point of view or Manookin's point of view. So either way, we'd love to hear from both of you.
Have a great night.
Have a great night.
Long video. Shit.